do you think? Tony, does it sound easy? Hear me all right? I'm Christopher Luna, and we have been doing a monthly poetry and music series here at Niche. This started last December, and we've had a lot of great readings here. Next month, I'll be here with Matt Rizlan, who kind of does electronic music, and so if you want to come on the 4th Saturday of May, you can come for that. And tonight I am joined by Julio Appling. And Julio Appling plays the bass for two different groups. One is called The Student Loan, and the other is Trio Flux. And there are CDs from both of those groups, a couple of books with some, couple of poetry books up here too, and a tip jar. And don't forget to tip those people that are getting you that great food and wine too. First piece we're going to do is called No Secrets. Glimpsed at the periphery, undefined blur caught by insufficient retina. The secrets that are not secret. The movie is reality. Reality is a movie. The weight of too many goddamn outbursts strung around my neck like an albatross. Let's not become robots and forget our fellow man. We are filled with the seeds of all the troubles and blessings of existence, but also provided with the sustaining virtue, hope. There are no subliminal messages in this poem. Another tsunami enters the picture to teach us that everyone and everything can be broken, no matter how solid their fortifications. Never meant to hurt anyone. In order to ameliorate the pain, people are reduced to mere symbols. Easier to protect yourself from an allegory, an ancient Sunday school lesson. At some point, the thing itself reappears to reassert itself, to remind us of its undeniable here-ness, its isness, which cannot be questioned. For some, submission is a preference. For others, it is a front, a way to draw attention away from the coming strife. unspoken desire spirals round our heads like unsettled spirit. My mere existence is enough to break this vow. Your wish cannot be granted. This broken heart cannot be dismissed, cannot be transformed into a story, something we can laugh about. Look at you, running from that which is visible to all. Sprint north of the truth. It will catch up with you, motherfucker. Schoolyard arguments. My stream is better than your stream. My train bigger, get us there faster. Hopelessly linear, racing down parallel tracks that never cross. Bound to derail. Bound to derail. Bound to derail eventually. Some lives may appear untouched by complication, but how alive can those who live them be? Your greed remains eternally satisfying. Gonna twist words, gossip, scheme, make empty promises. Gonna water down. Your ego, it craves you. The narcissist can't fix this, can't fist this. She gonna have to come down or be brought down in due time. We found out last night that Angelo, my son, and I shared an interest with Julio in alchemy. So this is a piece that has a little bit to do with alchemy as well as other things. And it's called The Fragility of the Eagle. Chickens heed the split tongue of the prodigal son. Piece of shit flying around with a halo. Shuns crackpots. they could do whatever they wanted, being godlike. Sometimes the evil just come out. Bullshit division, holding yourself back from understanding the universe. Dismemberment is not cool. What is. Deconstruction of self. There is an alchemy in the margin, the release of constraints. Boil down what is left. Filter out unwanted parts. Unconscious female, most perfect being, most perfect substance, the essence, the one. Ambrosia in the brain makes you immortal. The third eye, you open it. Basically, you are existing on all levels of reality. So if you want to know more, watch Fullmetal Alchemist, and read the poetry of Kevin Killian, San Francisco poet Kevin Killian. Okay. Okay, I'm going to step down. Julio's going to do his thing for a little bit. hear it again for Julio Appling. That was great. And Julio just let me know that the student loan will be here in town at the Brick House on May 30th, so come out and for that show. That should be fun. The Brick House is always a cool place to see a show.
Let's see, so we're going to experience
try to italicize my voice. The time for subterfuge is past. I am an armature. I do like flowers and say odd things. Have quite simply forgotten the name of my universe. An invisible party hides around human beings. An alchemy in the margin. Enormous. Visible or conspicuous, or at any rate, underlying. Hope and doubt linked forever in dance. So I blow them up with love. This is a deeply personal business, and it demands respect. This Professor Lorenz is a hypnotist as well as a horticulturalist. It's a geography of the spirit for him. Writing this thing on communicating with the divine spirits. A million birds came to the window. Felt he was on the same beam, man. Tuned in the same. Millions of birds, man. What they really pay you for is to be as present and alive as you can be. We create the illusion of stasis. You've got to destroy that mattress. It has to be rebirth on a nightly basis. So now, it's not as easy to get to do this with a bass player, and it's also not as easy to get to do with a bass player as great as Julio. So I asked him if he would help me to do one of my favorite things to do, which is to read a little bit from Charles Mingus's autobiography, Beneath the Underdog. Now, if you haven't read Beneath the Underdog, you should be warned that probably about 90 to 99% of what's in the book is not true. It didn't happen. It's still one of the greatest autobiographies of all time. And so, with a lot of respect to the great composer and bass player, Charles Mingus, Julio is going to play some of his music for you, and I'm going to read just a short piece from this book, Beneath the Underdog. music is evidence of my soul's will to live beyond my sperm's grave, my metathesis, or eternal soul's new encasement. Loved and lovers, oneness, love. Conception, 1 and 1 is 2, is 4, 8, 16, 32 equals you. You man, human, new man, me, my eyes, personal, private, sacred knowing, the moment of coming together with my Creator, or all creation's I, as one, knowing God, living as life itself, for love of loving to do so, and living with this, its own life, secret, in and again, of life, loving itself, loving of life itself, for good and evil, because it is beautiful to have this life in itself alive, to grow, see it, be it, watch it, love it, and know it is I and you that make it so, as we each love it in our own way. And that is why it is that thought came to be in human beings that can know if we care, that we are that secret knowing of the sacred conception, as two opposites in force of love's expression grew, in a togetherness out of the nothingness of empty space and times, and this, our universe of knowing and talking about it all, is where the womb of the creative knowledge lay, to all the knowledge of life or death. Alone, lonely, lonesome life, living alive and caring to commune or speak with itself of its sacred knowing of its own creation, cannot speak to itself except through its mind in us, of its personal sacred secrets of knowing and not knowing. Life was born out of nothingness. Time and space, or an I and 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 an I that we do comprehend. But it is impossible that it came to be other than I, plus the I equals a new I of mating, of something and nothingness, of two or love, and loving to do so, and born alive to this life, as one knowing its beginning, as no more threat as its knowing, and its knowing has no more ending than its beginning from nothing to nothing, but knowing all the while the eternity's incarnation is proof of my life's graves and incarnations. Charles Mingus and the great Julio Apple.
I got sued for that. I can't call myself Mingus.
Huh? Oh yeah. He said he got sued for calling himself Mingus. The void is filled with the unfathomable sound of countless souls crying out in protest at the finite nature of their existence. When did hope steal away? How did we lose the ability to imagine infinity? How does one recover the key to the opening of the veil? The courage to step through the firmament and hurtle happily toward the dark matter? What lies beyond the mind's eye? What waits for us there? The answer must be out there somewhere. Couldn't possibly be right here within me. Could it? What are you afraid to find? What happened to your sense of adventure? Are these the right questions to ask? If that got you thinking, that's good. That's what I was hoping. This next piece is untitled. It's been untitled for a long time, even though I like it very much and I considered it finished, so I am taking suggestions for a title for this after you hear it. And it ends with something that I borrowed from the playwright Edward Albee. Arousing nexus of sex, weed, and chocolate holds unimagined rewards for the brave traveler. A far better evening for hardened hearts to be coaxed open. The perfect moment to pass through the portal. Rediscovered. Suddenly, the shrieks of children are indistinguishable from the bird's cry. Sorrow, laughter, and hunger bubble up to remind us not to die before we die. So we have one more for you, and it's a special one for me.
When you deliver those, I have something for you.
I do a lot of work in the community, and I have a friend in California who has a blog that's called No Money in Poetry, which I think is one of the greatest names for a blog I've ever heard, because there really isn't. And so I got a letter from a friend in the Seattle area. His name is Raul Sanchez. He's a great poet. He has a book that's called All Our Brown-Skinned Angels that I really recommend that you pick up. So Raul, like most poets on the planet, has to do something other than poetry to make a living, right? And he has a pretty good job up there. But his job was getting him down. He was really just sort of feeling like it was getting in the way of his creative process. And so I wrote this poem and sent it back to him on a postcard to encourage him to keep trying, keep writing. No Weekends for Poets, for Raul Sanchez. Poets are on call 24/7, antenna outstretched, ears waiting for the next note, eyes scanning the landscape for signs of life. Shapeshifters, brave mask wearers, adventurers willing to risk heartbreak for humanity's sake. Don't let the man get you down. Your day job is a cover to keep the snipers distracted as you destroy the capitalist nightmare from within. singer, maker of songs. Your poems will remain long after the social experiment has expired from its own pollution. You will prevail. Julio has a couple of CDs up here. We have some books, and if you want to know about poetry, what's happening in the poetry scene in Vancouver and Portland, I'm the person to talk to. So come and get on the mailing list, and you can find out more about that. And also join us here next month when I'll be appearing with Matt Rislon. It will probably be something completely different because he will have a bunch of equipment on the stage making strange noises with it. But we'll try to make it a good show for you. If you want to. I'm just a basis. Oh, okay. He doesn't want to add anything, but May 30th at the Brick House. And I was also told, is this really happening in June? Oh, yeah. June 26th at the Doug Fir will be the CD launch for the new CD from the Student Loan. This is a great bluegrass band. And we have another member of the Student Loan here, Mark. Hello. Tony and I are fans. I want to thank Leah and everybody associated with Niche and Eggs for having us here and allowing us to do this. Leah's been a big supporter of mine for years. Yeah, thank you. So, we'll see you again soon. Thanks.
Jeez.
As is one of these things, you know, sometimes